What's up again, Internet? How are you all doing today? Welcome back. We're the Renegades, and, we have yet another Suicide Squad thing here. This is another film theory.
Mm-hmm.
Can the Joker save DC films?
That is a bold claim.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, I guess the best move is step one, do the pencil trick on Zack Snyder.
Oh, snap. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. Well, you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. The pencil trick on Zack Snyder.
Well, just get Zack Snyder away
From this?
everything.
Okay.
Desert Island, just Gilligan's Island's him.
Him and Uwe Boll.
Ooh. Can we please?
Okay. That would be my thing. If I had a wish, and it's just like one of your wishes was you are able to maroon two people on a deserted island.
Those two. Done.
Yeah. I'd say those two.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I like that pick.
If I had the choice, I'd teleport every politician there and just
I
be
started
like,
to say, if we only get to choose two, I'd pick Trump and Hillary.
just those two?
Well, if
Well,
we
you
only
only
get
get to
two.
pick
I know. I'm just joking. I figured you'd find like a loophole. You'd try and find a loophole or something to teleport all of them. It's just like the libs and the GOP. That's more than two people. You didn't specify. They're both homogenous.
Well, see,
Well, are they both incorporated?
I think so.
Because corporations technically count as people.
Oh, Ben, you genius. I think they are incorporated, so yeah.
Done. There, I fixed it. What's next?
All right.
There,
Anyway-
I solved yet another problem. My work here is done, gentlemen. I'll see you next week. No, I'm kidding.
All right, but anyway, film theory, can the Joker save the DC films? We watched part 1 of this a while back,
Yep.
and we figured we would get to part 2 right about now. Here we go.
Last time on Film Theory. So
Good,
there
he's
you
got the
have it.
tracking
All
part
three
on the
Jokers
bottom.
fit
That's
cleanly
great.
into the three Joker comic model. But then that prompts the question. Now that Jared Leto is playing the Joker in Suicide Squad, is he a whole new character, or which Joker line would he be continuing? Mobius Chair, tell me, who is Jared Leto's Joker? Today, the thrilling conclusion. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory, with an episode that's gonna spend more time analyzing the Joker's Suicide Squad appearance than the time he actually spent on screen in the movie. Seriously, it was like, I'm coming for you in a helicopter. Never mind. See you next movie. But don't let the brevity of his appearance fool you. He's probably the most important part of the film, and definitely a whole lot more important than that hula dancing enchantress, because his connection to the three Joker theory leaves the door wide open to some huge revelations about the DC film universe and where it might be headed next. Last time we took a look at the three Joker theory, the fact that the three live-action versions of the Joker from the movies perfectly correspond to the huge reveal in DC Comics that there were three different Jokers running amok. There's the Jack Nicholson Joker from the Golden Age, the mob boss mass murderer, the Caesar Romero Joker from the Silver Age of comics, the bank heisting prankster, and the Heath Ledger Joker from the Bronze Age and Modern Age of comics, the psychopathic agent of chaos. If you haven't seen that last episode, click on this bad signal and grapple hook your way over to that video. But now we tackle the fourth and final live-action Joker, Suicide Squad's Jared Leto. How does he fit into all this? Well, it turns out that Jared Leto isn't a new Joker at all. He's just a reboot of one of the prior versions we've already seen. So the question is, which Joker is he?
One you can immediately eliminate as prankster.
Yeah.
Will it be Joker number 1, Joker number 2, or Joker number 3? Jared Leto, your dream
Come on.
Joker match is the Golden Age Joker, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a mobster with a penchant for crushed purple velvet who will always keep you smiling. He loves long walks on the beach and dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Ah!
But why? Well, just look at the evidence. First, they both revel in violence. The Nicholson Joker and Jared Leto both are killers who enjoy killing. We see it time and again in Tim Burton's 1989 Batman. Jack Nicholson gleefully incinerating people with electrified hand buzzers, dancing around while shooting former partners, stabbing political figures in public with pens, while Bruce Wayne wanders around the crime scene like an idiot. Now look at Suicide Squad, where the Joker is frequently wielding a machine gun, gleefully spraying gunfire everywhere. Throughout the movie, we also see him repeatedly play mind games with other criminals before either killing them or having them killed. This means that we can solidly rule out the Cesar Romero Joker because he was from the Silver Age when violence and gore were all but whitewashed out of comics. He was just the kooky, crazy prankster who used wacky props to rob banks. Writers of the Silver Age comics specifically wanted the Joker to be more creative, resourceful with his weaponry, never resorting to traditional guns and knives. And now look at Suicide Squad's iconic knife arrangement scene. Not only does it reveal Joker's OCD tendencies and introduce the world to the verbal equivalent of the slow clap. Ha, ha, ha. Seriously, that laugh is a slow clap. But it reveals that Leto's Joker ain't showing the same ingenuity with his armory. Guns, knives, more knives. Caesar is out. Seeing all you guys were worried they had spoiled this video with the thumbnail from last time. I pay attention to this stuff. But then what about Heath Ledger's Bronze Age Joker? Well, just think back to The Dark Knight. Ledger's Joker is a loner, insane, out of control, answering to no one. He appears and disappears randomly, surprising and often turning on the gangs who hired him. This clearly doesn't match up with the Jared Leto Joker. I mean, seriously, Suicide Squad's Joker is like the Kanye West of Gotham, a social butterfly that traded in his Shutter sunglasses for a blinged out grill. I mean, the guy hangs out in clubs with his entourage. For crying out loud, he has a girlfriend who, it's worth mentioning, we see him risk his life several times to save. He's surrounded by henchmen who act less like cronies and more like bronies. Or, I guess, just like bros, really. It's the first time that we ever see the Joker with a social circle. Or is it? Turns out the Jack Nicholson Joker matches Jared Leto when it comes to this little posse of his. Just like Leto, Jack is a crime boss with an army of disposable henchmen at his, disposal. In fact, both are mob bosses who rule over organized crime in Gotham. They mobilize huge efforts to do things like attack art museums or break into maximum security prisons. And the important part about all of this is that these activities have literally nothing to do with Batman. In fact, Batman's only role there is to get in the way of everything. For Heath Ledger's Joker, his goals only ever revolve around Batman. It goes back to what we talked about last episode. The Bronze Age Joker is totally dependent on Batman. The yin to his yang, the sunny to his share, the third pairing that should be funny and isn't coming to mind right now.
Salt
but the
and
Golden
pepper.
Age
Captain
Joker's
Antonio?
doesn't. He has crimes and schemes planned, and Batman is only a roadblock to completing those. So, there you
comedian
have
and
it.
straight
Jared
man.
Leto's
There you
Joker is a reinvention of the Golden Age OG Joker of the comics, the grinning Jack Nicholson-esque mobster. And it's been softly confirmed by Suicide Squad's director that he went into the Golden Age origins of the character when deciding how the Joker would fit into this new movie's world. But so what? I hear you saying. Why'd you force me to wait on a cliffhanger just for this? Excellent question, Strawman commenter. Your patience will be well worth it, because knowing how Leto fits in with the three Joker theory has some wild implications about the DCU. You see, one of the major ways DC's comic universe differs from that of Marvel's is its emphasis on parallel worlds. The concept allowed writers the creative freedom to explore alternative versions of characters and their histories without contradicting the established continuity of the main universe. The modern version of this dates back to 1961, when the writers of The Flash were trying to figure out a way for Golden Age versions of characters to appear in stories alongside their Silver Age counterparts. Thus began a story titled Flash of Two Worlds, in which Barry Allen, the modern Flash, travels to another Earth, accidentally vibrating at the right speed to appear on another planet, where he meets Jay Garrick, that parallel Earth's version of the Flash. TLDL, too long didn't listen, they created parallel Earths to try and explain away the overcomplicated stories. Because using physical cosmology hypotheses is always gonna make things simpler, am I right? Yeah, who's with me? Don't leave me hanging. High five your screen right now.
No.
Please don't leave me hanging. I have a perpetual fear of being left hanging. Please high five your screen right now.
No.
Whew, thank you. Anyway, the number and canonicity of these alternate universes have varied over the years due to DC's policy of using or abandoning the concept at various points in its history, with the number of Earths going anywhere between 52 to infinity and beyond. beyond. Earth 1 is most famous for being inhabited by the Silver Age heroes. Earth 2's claim to fame is being the universe where Quebec is an independent nation from Canada. Oh, and it's also home to the Golden Age version of these characters. And then that would leave Earth 3 as the home to the Bronze Age characters, right? Ha!
No.
Yeah, I wish.
No.
That would have made this episode a whole lot easier to write. Nope, Earth 3 is backwards history Earth. A world where Christopher Columbus discovered Europe instead of America, and where morality is reversed, showcasing evil versions of all your favorite heroes. And no, I'm not making any of this up. It's basically the DC equivalent of fan fiction Earth. If you're looking for the Bronze Age heroes, they're scattered around the various multiverse timelines. But since we're specifically talking about Batman, everyone's favorite grizzled rodent-themed detective from The Dark Knight Returns can be found on Earth 31. 31,
Bats aren't
obviously.
rodents.
Why wouldn't you think to look there? Well, sorry, he was
Detective
on
Chimp.
Earth 31 until a reworking of the universes made Earth 31 home to the pirate versions of these characters. You think I'm joking, but I swear it is all real. So that's a very general overview of how DC's comics work,
It's a
but what's it
mess.
got to do with the Joker? Well, DC hasn't been content with just leaving the parallel universe concept solely to the pages of the comics. From the very first episode of the Flash TV series, the creators have been hinting at the existence of the DC multiverse.
Dimensional barrier ruptured, unleashing unknown energies into our world. Antimatter, dark energy, X elements.
Those are all theoretical.
Yes, blobbity physics gibberish particles. Eureka, we've gotten it. But then later that same episode, a newspaper mentions a crisis and red skies. Both of these are references to DC's Crisis comics. Perhaps most famously, Crisis on Infinite Earths, which are always these massive events spanning all of the main franchises where the parallel Earths, pirate worlds included, cross over to solve some cataclysmic threat. If DC is building to a franchise crossover on a scale larger than Justice League, this would likely be the type of story they'd try to tackle. And it seems like they're interested. Since that first episode, The Flash has built much more of its main plot around multiverses, including a visit to Earth 2. Season 2, Episode 13 of The Flash was a hub of crossovers, confirming a shared canon with both the Supergirl TV show and another DC TV franchise, Legends of Tomorrow. Now, during the last video, I brought up DC creative chief Jeff Johns and how he was a key player in the cinematic universe, as well as the 3 Joker reveal. Now, in an interview with BuzzFeed, he's also mentioned the magic M word, multiverse. Quote, well, Arrow and Flash are the same universe, and we get a lot of great story out of that, especially when we have episodes that cross them over, but that's also where our superhero universe lives. We look at it as the multiverse. We have our TV universe and our film universe, but they all coexist. So clearly, the groundwork for a DC multiverse exists and is on their mind, but then we have Darkseid. As hinted at as one of Batman's fever dreams in Batman v Superman, the heroes will soon be forced to fight against a villain whose signature is the Omega symbol, one of the biggest baddies of DC Comics and the main antagonist to the Justice League, Darkseid. So very clearly we know that this guy's coming, but based on the comics, we also know that he's a villain who just so happens to cross multiverses quite frequently, and has been known to kill off some major players on some of these versions of Earth. So, what does it all mean? Well, let's look at the 3 Joker theory one last time. We have a Golden Age Joker in Suicide Squad, and a Bronze Age Joker in The Dark Knight. We have an old Batman unafraid to murder in recent DC movies, and also one who is significantly less murdery in the Dark Knight trilogy. We have a comics franchise known for crossing over its multiverses, and a movie division fighting against the juggernaut of Marvel, falling victim time and again to negative reviews. So considering all of this, there's one trump card on the table for DC that does everything they need it to do. It differentiates them from Marvel, provides huge fan service, has the potential to reset all their missteps with movie lore, delivers a massive box office, and all while still adhering to their comic roots, creating a parallel universe crossover, a crisis event. That's right, a Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, Batman team to fight the combined powers of the mob boss Jared Leto Joker and the unhinged chaos bringer of the Bronze Age Heath Ledger equivalent. Sure, Marvel has its Avengers. It's just the Justice League with different faces.
But Pat, I'm not sure if you know this,
where multiple generations of actors who played the same character team up. It's the one thing DC has that Marvel doesn't. Golden Age crossing over with Bronze Age, crossing over with Silver Age for that matter. Who wouldn't love to see Christopher Reeve, film's most iconic Superman, reminisce with the Man of Steel over their parallel universe Marthas?
He's gotta
Everyone loves
know.
talking about their mothers so much, and I get
he knows.
goosebumps just thinking about about a lineup of Batman doing a slow-motion hero walk. Keaton, Clooney, Kilmer, Affleck, Bale, West. Heck, throwing a kid from Gotham and Lego Batman. He's got a movie coming up too. Who wouldn't want to see that? It's like those episodes of Power Rangers where all the past seasons get together to do one massive battle,
You know,
except
he's
with
not wrong.
Batman and versions of the Joker. Heck, while you're at it, throw in Superman teaming up with Pirate Superman to fight evil Superman.
Okay.
Long story
That's a
short,
good
the
one.
table is set for an intra-character crossover. Flashes with Flashes, Batman with Batman. And at a time when DC's movies are undergoing a bit of a crisis might just be the thing that they need to solve all of their problems. Thank the 3 Jokers for that one.
Damn.
But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory. And cut. Speaking of epic crossovers, check out my dear friends over at the Wisecrack channel who just did a
Okay. That took a turn. I'm not sure what to really make of it.
I don't know. That sounds pretty cool.
It does to some degree, but
It's never going to happen.
well, you never know. Jeff Johns may very well pull it off. I mean, if there's anyone who
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because that's a weird call. That'd be a really weird call. And even then, oh hey, guess what? There's already been a Justice League movie.
Yeah,
It was bad.
that's true. Yeah.
It was real bad. Heck, there's already been a Flash series before now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know because I mean, the movies do well. They make a lot of money, but the reviews haven't been good. I wonder if they can finish out, getting through the first Justice League movie and still have backing to produce something like a Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah, that's
I don't
that's
think
another
so.
Thing. I don't think
see it
they
right
can.
now. For
Because
me,
they've got Justice League and they've got a bunch others planned out, like an Aquaman movie, then the Batman.
The Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman movie's already been made. It's coming out next year.
Yeah, which from the trailer it looks hype as hell.
So then, like, Justice League 2 is supposed to be Darkseid, is my understanding, but there are going to be a bunch of movies in between.
See, that seems.
And then there's the Batman solo movie, which with Ben Affleck directing it, I'm very excited.
Yeah. Man, it's so hard to tell.
It is. It's hard to gauge.
I
sometimes.
don't think Crisis on Infinite Earths is going to happen. That just doesn't. It's not quite right.
Yeah, I could see that.
And also, I take issue with the idea that the 3 Jokers, like explaining the 3 Joker theory with the multiverse. And I say this because if that were so, those other Earths also have Jokers. For example, Earth 3 has a version of the Joker, which is a hero.
That's true, yeah.
Why was that not included? No. I don't think you can use multiverse theory to explain the 3 Jokers.
Well, and surely the Mobius chair would understand that, would know about the multiverses.
Exactly.
There's also There's also a multiverse that Bruce Wayne died in Crime Alley.
Yep, and his father is the one
Batman.
who becomes Batman. Yes.
And his mother is the one who becomes the Joker.
Well, that was in Flashpoint.
Yeah.
But
Which is really good.
I've said it before. There are a lot of times where I disagree with Matt Pat, and this is one of the more vehement times.
Okay.
Like, it's not just a minor nitpick. Flat out, he's missing things in this one.
That's true.
I mean, I do see what he's saying about how they have picked different Joker archetypes from comics history.
Yeah, now
but
I agree
that
with.
makes sense. But yeah, I'm not sure that the Mobius chair thing
No,
I don't know if that was just I feel like that was more than just like a Jeff Johns throwing an Easter egg in there to like DC Comics history.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, considering that, all of that has to be taken into account. Jeff Johns definitely knows about the multiverse.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can't, like, it's not gonna work. And Matt Pat, I feel like he's sort of glossing over that detail, or maybe he just missed it. I'm not Matt Pat. I don't know. But what I do know is when he brought in multiverse theory, a lot of what he said fell apart.
Well, the thing is at this point, it's not enough information. I mean,
correct.
They
yeah,
just-
I don't think you can form a theory. At
well,
this
they
point.
just threw it out there, and I mean,
And the thing is, what he's talking about, those comics are going to come out, and it's going to be like, oh, well, there you go. But yeah, it doesn't fit.
No. And it really doesn't. And-
Admittedly, I'm glad to hear you say that, because part of my brain right now is screaming, "You're crazy. Nobody agrees with you. The internet is going to think you're dumb." Because
Well,
that's seriously, that plays in my head constantly. But I'm glad to hear you
No,
say
no, no.
that I'm making sense.
well,
because
you are making sense because
I
you're
have-
right. You're right about the different Jokers.
I have a constant fear that what I perceive as logical arguments is coming out of my mouth just gibberish.
Well, in terms of it,
So
I think he didn't mention the other Jokers because those were not the three that were on the table. Well, those were not the ones on the immediate table. Instead, it was just the three predominant ones that are known, that are known based upon the history of the Joker, because the popular portrayals of some things.
yeah,
The most popular portrayal of the Joker is, I'd say probably it's the one where he's actually I'd say it's probably a tie between the bronze and the gold, because the Silver Age one is often seen as it's more of a kid's villain.
Well, now see, my view on it is it's silver by way of bronze. So he's crazy, and what he's really looking for is he's looking for the laugh.
Yeah,
It's just that the way he goes about it is all wrong. I mean, because that's Batman the Animated Series.
yeah, that's true.
Um,
Which Batman the Animated Series, he's the Golden Age one in that one because he has a massive network.
yeah, but he's also the Silver Age, because
well,
he's constantly trying to pull a gag.
I mean, in animated series though, he wasn't like butchering people
Yeah,
and like committing genocide or anything.
but anyway, yeah,
You see, this is the kicker about the multiverse theory. It's a mess.
oh yeah, no,
As you
that's,
stated, it's a mess.
that's the thing. When you get into multiverse theory, both on DC and Marvel side, it's an absolute shit show.
Yeah. Good luck trying to figure it out.
Now, Marvel generally, from what I've seen, has done better managing, like, keeping stuff in line. For example, standard Marvel Earth is 616, and if I'm remembering, like, there are actually, they have it well cataloged. This is the particular Earth. Then there's this particular Earth, which was the ultimate Marvel universe. This is the movie universe, and they've got it pretty well cataloged.
Yeah.
DC changes it on a whim.
Yeah, I see that.
Like, DC has written and rewritten multiverse theory so many times, and not even that, they have written and rewritten character backstories so many times.
Yep.
The best example I have is Wonder Girl. if she were to write an autobiography, it would be a choose-your-own-adventure book. That's how many times that character has been rewritten and rewritten and rewritten. They can't figure out what to do. So, and I know part of that is just, writers want to leave their mark on the series.
Well,
like
that's my big problem with comics and why I don't really collect them, because you kind of just you find a writer that you like and then you just read
and then you
their
read
work.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's it, because everyone has their own canon now, just because everything's gotten so sloppy.
Yeah, and for me, that's why for me my defined choices when it comes to Batman, Frank Miller's one of them.
Good
because
pick.
he wrote probably two of the best. He wrote Year One and The Dark Knight Returns.
Pretty good picks.
Paul Dini, creator
Definitely
of the
a good
animated
pick.
series. And let's see. I've gone back and forth on it. I'd say Jeff Johns as well, but at the same time, I don't know. Alan Moore. It's a tie between Jeff Johns and Alan Moore for third place, because Jeff Johns throughout his entire career has done really good work with Batman. But if there's one writer other than Frank Miller and Paul Dini in my book that has had more of an impact on Batman, and it's just from really one story.
Yeah.
The Killing Joke.
Yeah.
I mean, the comic book, not the sad attempt at the movie, the graphic novel.
And see, that actually brings up a very interesting point. A lot of writers, and I actually have an example outside of comics for this.
Go ahead.
A lot of writers want to leave a mark on a character that they could say, I did that. That was me. And one of the best examples I can think of is in Doctor Who.
Moffat? Yeah, Moffat.
Oh, hey, I'm going to create another Doctor that nobody knew about and change up, everything. Oh, hey, I'm going to give the Doctor a bunch more regenerations so that, I can avoid the plot hole that I just created by adding in one more. And you sit there and you're like, that wasn't necessary, but okay. And you have to wonder, is he necessarily doing this because he wants to leave a mark? Because Moffat, before he wrote Doctor Who, was writing Doctor Who fan fiction. Actually, like, catalog. This is actually a thing.
Yeah.
You can probably still go and find it.
It's the internet, dude. You can't
It's the
erase
internet.
anything.
Somebody's got it somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go on the internet and find Blu-ray quality Star Wars Despecialized Edition.
It's true. Which
Yeah.
is sick.
I like that.
But it's so hard with comics, especially because the writers change so often. It's so hard to get a single canon out. And
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. You just pick the writer. That's like the last two Batman properties that I got really excited about. It was Mike Mignola. He did
Yeah.
Elseworlds Cthulhu Batman.
oh yeah.
And Paul Pope, who is a libertarian comics writer, and he did a ethnically Jewish Berlin Batman. where
Yeah.
he was fighting Nazis to protect the confiscated works of Ludwig von Mises. I
So
mean,
basically, that's your fan
that's
fiction.
like that's my Batman fan fiction.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, the thing of it is,
Shalom, motherfucker.
yeah, like I
not quite.
appreciate
L'chaim.
I appreciate this theory, but I can also tear it down pretty quick.
sure.
And if you can't cover those holes, then you've got to be ready for it to get torn down.
Yeah, it's as
And
it's,
I say that not as a nerd, but as a scientist.
well, it's as I've told people online who wish to put their theories and their thoughts on something. Here's the thing: You have the right to freedom of speech. That is a given. But other people have the right to freedom of speech and are allowed to critique what you are saying. And if you are not prepared, I mean, adamantly prepared on something,
Mm-hmm.
do not cry wolf when people logically tear down your henhouse.
And I mean, the thing of it is, I kind of like that. Don't cry wolf when somebody tears down your hen house. That's pretty good. I like that. I may use that.
It's okay.
But I mean, I'm not saying, oh, Matt Pat's stupid, he should stop doing this. No, that's not what I'm saying.
No.
And that's not what I'm saying by disagreeing with him every now and again.
Nope, that's how disagreements on the internet work. Ask the comment section.
I mean, the thing is, I'm a logical guy. You put a theory forward, your case has got to hold water.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. That's the way it is with everything. And it's just in my nature to be like, okay, does this hold? Yeah, okay. Or and by no means am I doing this because I dislike Matt Pat.
Well,
I'm doing this because logically you've got to test these things.
yeah, well, yeah, not just Matt Pat, but also Matt Pat's come out and said that he's prepared to stand up to scrutiny.
That's good.
But
that's
also
very important.
But also not just him, but CGP Grey as well, because CGP Grey did a video a couple of years ago, Humans Need Not Apply, where he thought that humans would be completely gone out of the workforce by a certain time.
Right, yeah.
And he later admitted in a video, he said, "I am absolutely prepared to be wrong about this because this is just a theory based upon how I have seen the workforce go
Right.
over the course of my life. However, after reading some books and reading some theories based upon the human culture and everything, I am prepared to be wrong about this." And I think Matt Pat's the same way.
When you put forth a theory, you have to be prepared to be wrong.
Yes.
That's very important for any of you going into a thesis defense.
Yeah.
I was very excited to be proven wrong about my entire life philosophy. I used to be a statist. Now I'm not.
That's true.
There you are.
That's true.
So
it's good to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
it is. To be proven wrong does not negate your entire life previous.
It's a chance to learn.
It is.
That's exactly what it
is. It is a chance to learn and a chance to grow as a human being.
And a chance to refine and develop your theory.
100%. Yes.
And on that bombshell, which if that's a bombshell, that's probably not good, but
Oh, well.
it's time to end. Thank you very much for watching all of this. If you stuck with us, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.